And we're live. G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. First of all, g'day to everybody watching the post stream. Looking at the analytics lately, there's quite a lot of people that watch the post stream, so shout out to all of you. I appreciate the views and I don't know, it's just humbling knowing that people watch the post stream. I don't know what it is, but something about people watching the post stream is a bit more humbling than people watching my daily content for some reason. Because I think it might be because I kind of feel like my live streams don't do so well, but on the analytics they do quite well. So the picture behind me is very controversial. You might think I own this picture as a joke, but it's not true. Maddie D might actually know the history of me and hybrids, i.e. flower horns. I'm not really sure if he knows my history about pre-flower horn. G'day Chef, g'day Maddie, g'day Eddie, g'day Anonymous if you are here. I'm not sure if Anonymous is actually here or if he's just commented earlier on. So I'll tell the story about the picture behind me in a little while. I think most of you can probably guess it. So I actually kind of planned to run some motorbike riding as some B-roll in this live stream, but I'm actually still waiting for it to transfer off the memory card. I am sorry guys, work's been kicking my ass. I probably shouldn't really say it on the internet, but I'm hating it at the moment. I worked back today on a Friday. So one thing about my work that's been religious for like the last 8 years that I've worked there is Fridays we don't work back. Like Friday is an 8-hour day no matter what. And today I did a 10-hour day and that pissed me off morally. I don't really care that it's 10 hours, but just the fact that Friday's our sacred day. Friday's like the day that we can get to the bank and that because we finish earlier. And also it's my day to get ready for my live streams. And so tonight's live stream is late courtesy of my work. I made a coffee. It's a bit hot. I almost died, guys. Not literally, but I just made a coffee and I made the coffee and there was a tiny little bit of milk left in the bottom of the bottle. And I went to drink the milk out of the bottle, just that, you know, that dregs at the bottom. And as I went to drink the bottom of the milk, I smelt it and it was off. And so I almost drank an off milk coffee. Luckily there was a fresh bit of cow's liquid in the fridge. That was a fresh bottle, so I do have a coffee with fresh milk. I've already finished my chicken. I did plan on having some chicken for the live stream, but I didn't last that long. G'day T-Bones, g'day John. I got sidetracked. I was meant to post on a couple of pages, and I got sidetracked with my off milk coffee. Alright, so let me just copy and paste this in a couple of spots. AFK. Melissa captures the stream sometimes. She's the original creator of Aussie Fish Keepers. And they've got their link sharing day is Fridays. So my stream lines up with the day that I'm allowed to share, which is sick. Hot coffee will kill the badness of off milk. I don't know whether that's true or not. Building industry must be crazy busy everywhere. Yeah, Chef. It's I don't know what's going on with my work. We are crazy busy. We're the busiest we've ever been, but my boss is being a bit funny about the hours. It's kind of weird. It's like my boss is trying to really cost cut, so I think the profit margins are smaller than ever, but the work is there, if that makes sense. We're changing to cheaper hardware, a few things like that, which surprises me. But yeah, like I said, in 8 years, I've only ever worked 10 hours on a Friday, like twice. And keeping in mind, like there's times where I've worked 14-hour days for like 4 days in a row, but like we'll work 14 hours, but Friday will always be 8 hours. And like I've even done like massive days on Saturdays, but Friday was that ritual day. It just really frustrated me today. So fun fact, the most hours I've ever done in one hit was 21 hours, and I almost got hit by a car. I was in the city and I went to walk across the road and I walked straight into a car and my body I walked into the boot of the car, and the car was traveling at like 60 kilometers an hour. So like I kicked the back wheel with my foot, and it was like 9:30 at night. I had been working since like 4 in the morning, and we were going to get dinner. But yeah, 21 hours is my record. I've done a few 19s as well. I've worked 6.5 days a week. Yeah, Chev, that's nuts. So, like, the thing, right, I know there's probably FIFO workers in the chat going, I work 12 hours a day all the time. So if you work 6 days a week, not FIFO, and you're working 12-hour days, and then, so, like, I work 12-hour days, get the 1 day with 8 hours, and then say, like, never really do 12-hour Saturdays, maybe like 10 hours. If you do that for like 4 weeks in a row, it burns the hell out of you. Like it's I don't know if FIFO, you really push for that break, but when you don't know when the next break is, I think it changes. I don't know if it just changes your mindset. I can't really comment because I've never done FIFO, but I imagine it to not be as bad when you get your week off. Yeah, anonymous, council jobs are the way to go, definitely. My wife works for the government, and like the benefits are insane. Like the fact that we're having a baby and like she works for the government is like a really good thing. Alright, so my B-roll that I planned on running is 80% transferred. It's going so slow. Taking data off a thumb drive through, like, I don't know if it's just the speed of not a thumb drive, a memory card. My card reader is like a $3 card reader off eBay. I don't know whether that's why it's so slow. Mind you, in saying that, my camera, the footage, there is like 20 gigabytes of video. The file's that big that I couldn't even play it off the thumb drive. It was like skipping like one scene every 0.5 of a second. Do you guys want to talk about fish or? G'day Moist, how are you? So Moist has given me a few baby tips this morning, or was it last night? I can't remember. What have we got to look at? So you guys, let me tell you the story about the photo that is behind me. Hybrids are bad, okay? So I was scrolling through my my photos on the computer, because whenever I get a new phone, I always back the old phone's photos up on the computer. So this hybrids are bad, okay, is probably like 4 or 5 years since I used it, maybe even longer. I used to. I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this. Back 5 years ago, maybe longer, I used to join hybrid pages, even Flowerhorn Fun Australia back in the day, and I used to post this picture, and I used to go into the comments on people's posts and tell them they needed to cull their fish and tell them that it's wrong, and I got banned from all the hybrid pages. And it's actually funny. I still don't like hybrids, guys. Believe it or not, I know you guys probably find that hard to believe. I love Flowerhorns, but I don't like hybrids as a general thing. I don't like Black Widow Frontosa. I don't like blood parrots. I don't like heaps of things. The only two that I like is Flowerhorns and Red Texas, which I know Red Texas come from a blood parrot, so that's kind of ironic. But so the funny thing was, I started to get back into Flowerhorns. One of my friends was running Flowerhorn Fun Australia. He ended up giving me a pair of Flowerhorns, and I think I've told you guys the story about how I got back into the hobby. He basically dropped off a pair to me, and they were sold, and then the buyer pulled out. So he said I could keep them, and I fell in love with that pair, and I was really intrigued to try breed them because I couldn't put the pair in the tank together, and it seemed like a huge challenge. And if you guys know me, the fact that it was a challenge was what actually started me in the Flowerhorns. I was messaging him about Flowerhorns, asked him a couple of questions, and he was like, join Flowerhorn Fun Australia. They'll fill you in on a few things if I'm busy and can't reply to you. I was like, I can't join it because I'm banned. He was running it at the time, so he unbanned me. And he's like, why are you banned? And I was like, well, funny story, but years ago, I went on there and I just slandered everybody in the comments. I used to be a proper smart ass, guys. I was the keyboard warrior. And I think some of you might still notice it now. Occasionally, I did try to grow up a bit, especially when I started YouTube. Try to change my online image. And it has worked out better for me. For my own, I wouldn't say mental health, but just my own happiness. I thought I was happy trolling people. Turns out I'm happier being more honest and not trolling people. The Black Widow Frontosa isn't crossed. It is line bred from a mutation. My main problem with a Black Widow Frontosa is they haven't been line bred enough. When you get Black Widow Frontosa babies, they don't all match. So, to me, if you get a morph gene and you want to sell it as a new line, you need to breed it true, which means maybe even 5 generations, 10 generations. So, to me, a Black Widow Frontosa shouldn't be on the market until the fry are coming out true to their parents, so they got the same pattern. But at the moment, Black Frontosa is just any Frontosa with random blotches on its body. So maybe you guys can visualize that in your head and understand why I don't like it, and the difference between why I can respect some hybrids and not others. I will respect hybrids that have had the work put in, but not hybrids that is just something silly that somebody's doing, if you know what I mean. And so a Black Widow Frontosa isn't like an F1 mutation, but I think it's halfway between a hybrid that I like and a hybrid I don't like. It's not there yet, but g'day Blake, how are you? Chef says FIFO work is easy. Ooh. So one of my friends, my best friend actually, he ran a civil, what is it? Is it called civil? Basically building limestone walls, but he wasn't doing it. He was doing it the last couple of years he was doing civil work, so like big walls, not just little backyard walls. I can't remember what it's actually called properly. So he went from building limestone walls on the side of highways and like massive jobs with a small team trying to keep up with the big teams, and he went from that to doing scaffolding FIFO, and he's like a couple of weeks in now, and he messaged me and he's like, "This is insane, man! Like, I just can't believe how easy it is." And I was like, "You've probably come from one of the hardest jobs, like labor-intensive jobs around, and he reckons scaffolding's the easiest thing he's ever done." Civil construction, that's the one. Alright, let me catch up on the comments. Seems more you do, the more ability. Yeah, so it seems the more you can do. I'm going to rephrase that. It seems the more you can do, the more your boss thinks you can do. I'm just going to retract that statement and put that over the top of my head. Retract was the wrong word. Steal that statement. Anonymous, how many times of breeding would it take to create a pure line? Well, as an example, the Australian flower horns, the vampire flower horn, I think off the top of my head it was around F5 to F6, maybe even F7, that it started to breed quite consistently. So like that's 7 generations, and even then it's still only like 20% of the babies that were true to what the breeders were chasing with the vampire. Oh, Blake used to work in a civil construction plant. Yeah, 4 and 1 is a crazy swing, Blake. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do 1 and 1. G'day, Archer. I missed you there. Tucking into a steak and bacon and egg roll. That sounds bloody good. That sounds really bloody good. Yeah, so isn't there, I think there's a big investigation going on at the moment into working for yourself and like having an ABN and basically working under award rates, but because it's a loophole, they get away with it. I don't know a lot about work and all that sort of jazz. I'm on the books, so I've never worked on an ABN. What has everybody done for work in the past? Drop a comment. It's interesting. Anonymous was a road worker for years. Anonymous, is it true, like, the joke about, like, the road workers just do nothing for 90% of the time? Because like it kind of looks like that when you drive past roadworks. I couldn't do it out in the sun all day. I don't know how you did it, Anonymous. 1-1 is living the dream. I think my brother-in-law does 8 and 6, 8 days on, 6 days off. Ead's here. Welcome, welcome. Wow, that is a solid mixture of jobs there. A barista, a concreter, and a barber. I wouldn't mind being a barista. I think. I'm not sure about that one. Be shitty hours. You'd have to get the early bird gets the worm for a barista, don't they? My problem is I'm starting to get carpal tunnel in my hands. I was actually looking. I'll show you guys. Sorry I haven't got music going either. I got copyrighted last week, so I'm just playing it safe. Oh, our transfer's done, so I can do that in a minute. Oh, I've lost my shit. Alright, so if I bring this new tab over here, check this out. 12 volt Milwaukee, and then so I was thinking about getting lighter drills because my wrists are really playing up. So like this one here has come up cheaper actually. I wanted. No. Where is it? You guys, this is totally off topic. So like, this is also a different website to what I was looking at before. So like this, basically what I was looking at was the open it please. Why is my internet being not fun? I was looking at getting like this pair here, but it comes with one 4-amp battery and one 2-amp. But I want the 2 amps because I'm trying to go light as possible for my wrists. But I worked it out to get 3 of the 2 amp batteries and the 2 drills. It was going to add up to like $700. And I just can't afford it. So, because at the moment I've got basically these here. I've got the 18 volts and I've got the 5 amp hour batteries. The other thing I was thinking about doing was throwing my 5 amp hour batteries on Marketplace for sale or swaps for 2 amp hour batteries. I know you guys probably don't care about my drill situation, but I need to do something about my wrists. They're both different, but one's carpal tunnel, the other one's the ulnar nerve, which is on the other side. The joys of getting older, I guess. I gotta read the comments. I asked you guys what you've done for work and I haven't read it. Oh, so speaking of work, we had a new guy start yesterday, and today he ended up throwing up at like lunchtime and going home. I think he was just like fully went too hard too soon, and he actually just had not dehydration but fatigue. Toy shop mascot. That's interesting. Car mechanic, roofer, road worker. That's a cool list, Anonymous. That's interesting, Blake. Yeah, I've never learned how to make coffee properly. From what I've heard, like over the East Coast is where the coffee's at. Like there's not really good coffee in Perth compared to over East. I have been over East, but back when I have been over East, I wasn't a real big coffee drinker. Get on the Azito, yeah, sure. Yeah, Eyad, I couldn't do anything from Audi. The problem is, I use my drills all day, every day. So, um, getting some of the cheap ones are really light. The problem is they won't last me. Alright, so try getting a funeral director. That would be the hardest job. Like, just mentally, like, how could you do that? Alright, now I gotta find the videos I wanted to show you. I think it's this one. Hopefully the sound's not too loud. Nope, that's not it. You guys can't actually see the videos I'm pulling up. They've got... I don't know what's going on, guys. I might have transferred the wrong videos across, but we can watch these ones. That's alright, that's alright. What's this one? Oh, here it is. So that's 3. That's 1. It's alright, I found it. Alright. So I've got... I'm just trying to... I kind of want to make it a bit bigger than that, but... it won't let me. Come on. What's this button do? Leave mini player. I reckon about that big there. Alright, so... check out how many bikes there are. Kind of want to keep old Mackie in the picture. So my plan isn't really to talk about this video. I just wanted to keep it playing in the background, but I'll talk about it for a minute. So there was like 24 bikes, and it was crazy, like how fast they all were. There was only like 3 people slower than me, and I thought I ride at a decent pace, guys, to be honest. I thought I rode at a decent pace, but turns out in this group I didn't. The biggest problem at the start here is like that sun coming through the left hand side was, see how it's blurring the camera? It was actually, that's what my eyes felt like at the time. The job as the funeral director is the most secure job. Is that which one you're talking about? Bit of a dead end job. Gotcha. That's not good that you've got problems too. So like, yeah, things like lifting fish tank lids hurt a bit. It's weird. It's not heavy stuff that hurts. It's just it's certain angles. So I haven't actually watched this footage either, guys. So if I get sidetracked, it's just because I'm having a bit of a watch of the footage. Like, is it? So if you're watching the footage, drop a comment. So one interesting thing, Chev, out of that group that I was riding with of 20 odd people, there was only like 2 or 3 4-strokes. Everybody was on 300 2-strokes, or there was a couple of the KTM 150s or KTM 200s. I'll see you later, Maddie. We're not here to talk about Dogecoin. I haven't even looked at Dogecoin for weeks, so don't be presuming. I can have a look up. So you guys saw in yesterday's video, hey, that I emptied that IBC. So was it either was it Iyad or Eddie commented on the video today saying they want to see what I do after I bleach a tank. So I'm actually going to do a video on me post bleaching, because I bleached it last night off camera, but I'll show you guys what I do after I bleach it. So I didn't say it in the video yesterday. I was thinking that the fish in that tank might have had parasites. So that's why I gave them a Metro bath, and I actually bleached the IBC. But I actually collected some fecal matter out of the IBC that looked a bit suspect, and I put a heap of it under the microscope last night, and there was absolutely no movement at all. There was no parasites at all. So it was kind of bad. I wouldn't say bad, but I don't think I really needed to bleach it, is what I'm saying. I've lost my phone, guys. Oh well, I kind of need my phone, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bleaching a tank's kind of scary because, yeah, you're scared that it's going to kill the fish when you put the new fish in if you don't clean everything properly. But I haven't had a problem so far, but I have thoroughly cleaned everything. I'm actually going to, with the IBC, I want to clean it less. So clean it less, but dose it heavier with safe, and see if the safe deneutralizes the dregs left in there. Normally I like scrub everything. I like rinse it 6 times and then put it back together, but this time I want to try less, and I'm just going to put like a handful of babies in there to see if they survive. How much bleach did I put in there? I put probably close to 1 liter in there, which is way more than it needed, but it's just what I just got carried away while pouring. I really need my phone, guys, because I need to do something. I'm going to grab it. I'll be back in 2 secs. What's happening here? Bit of a stop in transit. I think this was like the first stop where it was like seeing how everyone's going. I don't really know. Have you ever... Super Claw. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Looks like Blake has used it before. I've pretty much only ever used Prime and Safe. Forever. When I first got into fish keeping, I used Prime, and then when I realised Safe was cheaper, I swapped to Safe. And I've never really used any other dechlorinator. Yeah, so bleach is chlorine, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a scientist or biologist. What's the word? Chemist. But I wonder if do you guys think I should pour a heap of Safe in there after bleaching and leave it, so it's been running for 24 hours, like tomorrow after 48 hours, pour a heap of Safe in there and then try fishing it without actually flushing out the bleach? Let me know if I should do that, because I can throw a few fry in there. I've literally got like maybe 3,000 baby flower horns at the moment. We can spare some coals. Yes, you can't beat Safe, Eddie. Like 1 kilo will last you forever. Somebody gave me some. I can't remember if it was Korean Pet Central, but basically, I still haven't run out to this date. I don't know where I got it from. Damn it, guys. I had a trade go bad. I was an idiot. I left a trade open while I was not looking at my phone. Sad times. So Blake says that something has some aloe in it for slime coat. Did you know koi fish are actually allergic to aloe vera? I can't remember. Did I do a video on it? You know how the koi were dying? It was actually because I had an aloe vera plant in the sump. 1 kilo of Safe in a damaged package for $30. How could you ask for anything more in life? Yeah, so Blake says that I should do it with the bleach and the Safe, and it should be fine. It's definitely a curiosity got the cat for me, because obviously if it works, in the future I will still wash everything after I bleach it. Even in this case, I will still take the filter out and scrub it, but it will be peace of mind for the future if I bleach a tank, that I don't have to stress about cleaning it crazily, if that makes sense. $2.5 liters for $40. Is that Prime? Oh, I see what you mean. Super Claw is what you got on special. It doesn't really matter which brand it is. If it's cheap, use it. I use Safe because it's cheapest on the market. That's the only reason. Well, actually, technically, I don't use it anymore, but you know what I mean. We've all got similar eBay searches. Do you know what's frustrating me about eBay at the moment? But the how long postage is taking out of China. Like I know it's not the company's fault. It's like the shipping is just crazy at the moment. Um, Even like I ordered some little ear tips for my headphones, and it's been 5 weeks, and the shipping still says that it's going to be another 2 weeks till it gets here. And it's like a package which would literally be like 5 grams. Chef would do the test with that many fish to test on. I'll do the test for you so you know. I usually buy 1 kilo of Safe repackaged for $30. So I've never had the big tubs of Safe. I've only ever had like the I think it what are the ones that are like the size of a can of Coke? Somebody gave me like a box, and there was like 12 of them size canisters in the box. Amazon is the way to go. I've never really used Amazon. In saying that, I ordered new graphics for my bike, and it was actually somebody on Amazon America, and because we can't order it in Australia, and they weren't on Amazon Australia, I ended up contacting the company via email, and they ended up selling to me via, they just sent me an invoice on PayPal. So I managed to get something that's on the American Amazon in Australia via a loophole of direct message and PayPal. So if there's ever anything that's not on Australian Amazon, figure out the company and email them directly, and you should be able to buy it. I guess in China, money is money. Overnight delivery is insane. I thought Eddie was in Australia. I could be wrong. Do you know what's insane shipping? Star Trek. Star Trek. They're overnight. Like East Coast to West Coast, still overnight. Yeah, I thought you were over east somewhere, Eddie. Melbourne. I don't know if any of the fish stores. So like, there's a motorbike shop called MX Store, and if you order on there on a Sunday night, you will get the delivery Tuesday morning. I don't know if there's any fish stores that have that sort of service. Yeah, so Australia Post Express postage actually costs more than Star Trek, and it takes longer. Coburg Aquarium delivers same day. I'm trying to think of what's... there's another store that is quick. Livefish.com.au. they're not quick, but they're punctual on the days that they deliver, if that makes sense. So like, I think Perth is Thursdays. So if you order, doesn't matter what day you order, but you'll always get the fish on a Thursday. Man, I was looking at, I haven't used All Fish to You. I was looking at some ceramic media the other day, and then I was actually going to message Green Pet Central and ask them, like, maybe you should contact this company and stock it in your store. And then I saw the prices. So there were these boxes of ceramic cubes, probably like the size of a tennis ball, but a cube, and it said $60, and I thought it was $60 for a box of them, but it was $60 individually. I just can't believe the price of some ceramic medias just because some guys trying to market them for that they're better than other ceramic medias. Yes, some of the more expensive ceramic medias, you need less of it because they've got more surface area. But if you're buying a ceramic media that is only 1/5 of the price, even if you have to order double, that's still only... So say you order $100 worth of media and the other one's $500, it's still only $200 to order double the $500 one. I just don't understand where some of these companies get their prices. It's actually insane. Like, another classic one is the Marine Pure blocks. Aren't they like $190 for one block or something? Granted, like one block is big enough for like 100 and something liters, but it just messes with my head. The video finished, guys. My YouTube studio is playing tricks on me. What's next? Look how skinny the trail is, guys. So, now I've lost my comments. So, like, you can see there, like, I personally don't think I'm going slow. I might be wrong. You might be watching this thinking, look how slow he's riding. Oh, I missed that corner. Off the track. Oh, I stalled it too by the looks. I think as I was getting tired, like I slowed down quite a bit too, because if you see there, I was in front of people, but towards the end I was right at the back. Yeah, so Chev says I guess it depends how much room you have in your filter. 100%. 100% the point. I've always said if I was limited for space, if I'm running a 500 litre tank, for some odd reason the only filter I can fit on it is like a 1200 litre per hour canister filter, I would get the Eheim Substrat Pro. It's like the most expensive media you can get. Or not expensive. It's like the best media you can get for space. But if you're only filling a 1200 canister filter, it's not going to add up to a lot. But like the one that stumps me, people have like a 1500 litre tank with like an 800 litre sump underneath, and then 800 litre sump, they put this extremely expensive media in the first half, and then there's all this empty space in the sump. Granted, you can use part of it as a grow out, but I just don't understand why you'd spend that much money when you can get backy rods for like $2 each or something crazy. Yeah, so what's his name? The guy that sells the Inkbirds does sell boxes of backy rods. I actually saw that yesterday. I was actually going to contact him and try get some. It's one thing I wanted to talk to Ryan at Kareen Pet Central about is media, because I don't really know of any shops in WA anyway that stock like a cheaper version of like backy rods or a ceramic media. So I think over here anyway he could clean up in the market. So I've got the name Terence in my head, but I don't think his name's Terence. But so like, even if he contacts somebody that is bringing the rods in and he's selling him 50 for 100, if he worked out like a wholesale deal with him or something, I don't know. I don't really know how a fish shop works in that sense, whether they can sell an unlabeled product like that. But I think it's definitely, you guys tell me about over east, but as far as in Perth, backy rods, I've always bought them off like somebody that's backyard selling, and I don't really agree with backyard dry sales. Backyard fish sales, yes, but backyard dry sales is actually illegal, technically, so I don't know. Be nice if I could just go into Kareen Pet Central and buy a box of backy rods. I don't know if Ryan's watching, but I should just tell him how to run his store, even though I have no experience with business. Nah, I'm only joking, guys. I'm only joking. I used to ride dirt bikes, but can't anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, so Eddie, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about not being able to ride anymore because my wrists are playing up. Fix the shed capping. Definitely something I need to do this weekend, I reckon. As long as I keep my elbows up, I don't get arm pump moist. And if I start to get arm pump, I lift my elbows then and it goes away. So you guys can kind of see how like what speed I'm riding at and that without many brakes, and this was 64 kilometers and we did it in 2.5 hours. So the ride that I'm doing next weekend is 2 sets of 60 kilometer loops, so 120 kilometers total. I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. I don't know how I'm going to make it to the end. Tasman Sharp is his name, that's right. Oh, that's interesting, Garcha. So I see people saying that their Marine Pure spheres break down, but mine haven't. And I wonder if it is a pH thing, because my pH is fairly hard and they haven't broke down for me. So I wonder if that's why people complain about the Marine Pure balls. So my Marine Pure is actually that old that it was actually before I realized that you don't need to spend lots of money on media. So I definitely fell for that. I spent $1,000 on Marine Pure, just under like 900 and something dollars, and then like 2 years later realized that it was a waste of money. I don't know whether it's true or false. Sorry. Anonymous says it's a cheap, shitty warehouse fish shop. Well, Even if it's cheap and shitty, $2 backy rods is pretty good. Yeah, so like the cheap backy balls, like the rip-off ones, they're basically like Marine Pure. Maybe, obviously, probably less efficient, but I think for the price you can't judge it. And at the end of the day, if you buy the cheaper alternative and fill your canisters up, and then you find that you're getting ammonia still, you can always swap it out for a more expensive media and sell your backy balls online. Generally with ceramic media like that, the cheaper stuff, you'll get your money back even if you sell it on Marketplace. Not that you can probably post it on Marketplace now. Yeah, Eddie, 120Ks, I'm pretty nervous to be honest. I've been training like mad. I might even suss out if there's anybody in Perth that wants to do a bulk order of the backy rods and see if Tasman will do me a deal. And just so I get cheaper rods and also it helps out fellow fish keepers in Perth. And it's just one shipment to me and then I'll do the bulk buy. There's actually like this... There's a part of this ride I want to find and actually edit and make a video of. It was intense. It was like proper hill climbs. You'll notice like this, the area we're riding, there's so many different terrains. I think where we are now, I think I was in the middle of the group. So there was people behind me, but only like 3. But there was a big gap, so like I was slower than the people in front of me, but the people behind me were heaps slower than me. Like they were, every time we stopped, they were sort of like 10, 15 minutes, or not that far, like 5 to 10 minutes behind. So I kind of felt not too bad that I was at the back, but I was having fun, that's the main thing. Yeah, Tasman's definitely bit of a fish entrepreneur, that's for sure. Yeah, a newer bike would definitely, from what I've been told and like people, so there's a few people on the Gas pages that have like a 03 to 06 and they also have like a 18 to 2020 and they just say how much more planted it feels. In saying that, I don't know whether these guys that have got like bikes my age, whether their bikes are actually in the condition of mine. Like mine's got a rebuilt motor, rebuilt suspension front and rear. Like there's pretty much no bolt unturned. So I think like my 03 would probably ride better than majority of 03s out there. 1918. How did you even see the time? Did I have my... The plants. What plants? Let me reread that. In the video, look like 2 humans just as real big. Oh, like the black boys? Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. The grass trees. Yeah, the two grass trees there. Gotta be politically correct, guys. Let's go to the next video. So there was plenty of water as well. It was like 10 degrees Celsius riding through water and shit. I was freezing, but good fun. There's one or two ag bikes. I was surprised how well the ag bikes went. So like, see this fast sweepy stuff? That was where I was losing them. Some people were just fearless flying through this. And then the tighter technical stuff, I was catching up to the group. So like, I seem to shine in tighter, really like quite technical stuff. Which is odd. I would have thought the easier stuff I would catch up, and the technical stuff I would slow down. I think I'm just more of a technical rider than a fast rider. Yeah, so arrow owners are illegal in Oz. I don't know if maybe some states they aren't illegal, but I think, I don't know. It's the problem with Australia is every state has different laws, and I can't keep up with all the laws. Like, I've got koi fish, and half of the people in this chat right now can't own koi fish because it's illegal in their state. Yeah, so that's the grey area with a lot of the fish. It's like that they were here before they were restricted, and they have been locally bred in Australia, so it's a huge grey area. The fisheries can clamp down on fish stores if they want to. Like, there is a loophole where they can fine fish stores if they don't have like a relocation permit when they get certain fish that are non-importable. But yeah, it's really muddy water when you start talking about that. You're making me want to get some single trail. Chev only rides to herd cattle. Single trail is my jam. Like, honestly, I've done a few track days and stuff, but I just did you see that? I went off into the bush. Like, I'm not even on the track. I've got a pretty poor reaction time as far as like some corners. Like, I just go straight and miss the corner completely. Silver's legal to sell. Yeah, so there's actually somebody in Perth that recently that's been posting a silver for sale, and I'm just like, you're mad. He's got like thousands of dollars worth of fish, and if the fisheries decide to clamp on him, they'll bleach his tanks. And like I'm talking, he's got more value in fish in one tank than I've got in my whole fish room. Like, I just think it's a very silly idea, posting silver arrow owners for sale publicly. Anonymous loves sand dune riding. It's interesting to see who in the chat has ridden. I think it's one of those things that nobody hates it. You either haven't tried it, or you can't, or like your body can't cope anymore. I don't think there's anybody that hated riding. Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't mind hill climbs, Chev, but nothing too insane. I'm only just getting comfortable like with throttle control on the hill climbs because I am on a 252 stroke. If I don't control the throttle very well, um, my bike flips. Born and bred dairy farmer. I saw a TikTok last night and it was a girl at a dairy farm and she puts a spoon of Milo straight into her mouth and then goes up to the cow and squeezes the teat and gets the milk from the cow and has a Milo. Yeah, so Chev, WA is definitely the home of Rays as far as Australia is concerned. Um, as far as I know, it's been like that since like forever. Well, not forever. Say like I've heard that even like 2010 around then, like Western Australia has always been the place to get Rays. Chev used to ride a CR500. Um, what was it like? What's your opinion on the CR500? We were talking about it in a group chat the other day, and I was like looking up the statistics, and like the horsepower of them isn't actually that much higher than the 250. Like it's not double. So like, and then like a lot of people, basically I've seen it also on TikTok, people saying that the CR500s aren't actually as quick as people presume them to be. Rays have the price over East Coast. Yeah, so everybody I know that breeds Rays in Western Australia pretty much ships them straight to the east before they even um try and advertise them in WA. It's funny, WA is the home like where the most Rays are, but also the hardest place to sell Rays. CR250. CR250, when did they stop? 2007, 8? Something around there. The RM125s, they stopped in '07, I think. Oh, Chev says they're faster than anything he's ridden by a long shot. So the people on TikTok are full of shit then. I've never had the pleasure to ride one. I don't really think I ever want to. The 250 gets away from me sometimes. You know, like the bit heavy. I wonder how much they weigh. I'm gonna look it up. CR500. Oh, it's in pounds. I want to know the kilos, please. They're only 110 kilos. Does it just feel heavy because of the displacement? So yeah, like even so, the 250 still gets like the, you know, like the if it grips a little bit harder than you think it's going to and flicks you up. And like, I weigh 90 kilos, and even me like leaning forward on the bike, it can still flick me up and almost straight off the back. Like last week, not this ride, but the week before that, it flicked me right up. Like I was pretty much climbing over the handlebars to try pull the front down. Oh yeah, that's horrible to hear. I've seen a few fish shops like that. One of the fish shops that used to be near me, they had a tank, and the tank was about 2,500 liters, but the shape of the tank you couldn't tell in the store, and they had some huge fish in there, which the tank was big enough for the fish, but like as a visual appearance, I felt like it gave the wrong message of what size tank you need for a fish. So 1998, the last CR500? They're saying, did they make one in 2020? Is that not true? I call bullshit. I wonder how much my bike weighs. I should weigh it. My bike is 105 kilos dry weight, but I've deleted all the electrics off it, so I think dry weight would be under 100 kilos now. Mine's an aluminium frame. I think it's chromoly. I don't really know what the difference between chromoly and aluminium is. I think it's chromoly mainframe with aluminium subframe. I don't know. So like if you look at the specs on my gas, it is really advanced for O3. Like chromoly frame, it's got hydraulic clutch, hydraulic brakes, what else was advanced for its age? I can't remember. Yeah, so Anonymous, like if you think about like those facts, so say I went and bought like something that was 2010, because obviously I would still like trying to stick within a budget. If I went from my O3 to a 2010 Yamaha or Honda, like I don't think it would actually be an upgrade from what I have because of how advanced my bike is for its age. So like that's why I was toying with the idea of buying a brand new bike, but I don't want a loan. That's all it comes down to. I don't even care if the loan's $4,000 or $15,000. I just don't want a loan. I really like where I am financially, and I just feel like I would regret getting a loan like the day after I get it. I've never had a credit card. I've pretty much always bought things up front, and I like living that way. The only thing that bums me is like I went for a ride with that group riding with like 22 people. There was only like 2 bikes that were older than mine out of 22. Why is that one upside down? That's not going to be any good for us. That guy in front of me, he's on a brand new KTM 150. It's an EXC 150. Yeah, he wasn't really that happy with it, to be honest. Super nice bike, but from what I've heard, it's a rider's bike. Like you have to be on the ball to try and keep up with everyone else. My bike, even though it's a 2-stroke, I can let the revs drop all the way down, and it's got enough torque to get off the mark. Like I've had friends that ride 4-strokes get on it, and it actually surprises them how much torque it's got. We're talking about bikes too much, guys. The idea was to have the B-roll playing in the background for people that like bikes and to talk about fish, but instead we're talking about bikes while watching bikes. So like you can see how fast I'm going, and I'm at the back of like 18 people. I just couldn't. I've never seen a group of people ride with so fluid. It's not even the fact that how fast the individual people are. It's just crazy how fluid everyone was. Like that slowdown bit there is like one of the biggest slowdowns of the whole day. Like just kept moving. If anybody's in Perth and wants to come on a ride like this, swing me a message. A long ride like that would get slowed down. So, they do a corner man system and a sweeper. So every corner, someone from the front stays back at the corner and waits for everyone to pass. And it's one of the faster guys. Like they'll stay back. Once everyone's passed, they kind of gun past you, and then they scream back up to the front. And then there's also a sweeper. So there was an older dude, like real experienced rider, I would say, who stayed at the very back behind everyone, and he was sort of like, it was quite official but not official. So like the sweeper at the back had his first aid certificate and all that sort of jazz, and it was a really well put together ride. And like when you've got 19 bikes in front of you, it's really easy to see what trail they took. Anyway, I might jump off, guys. It's nearly 7 o'clock. I'd have some dinner. Sorry if it was a bit too much bike chat for the people who don't like bikes, but I'm actually enjoying watching myself ride. I've never watched my own footage for this long. It's pretty cool. I might watch a bit more of it. Normally if I edit up a video, I skip through it quite a bit, but yeah, it's cool. I don't know whether I'm going to ride this weekend or not. I'm scared I'm going to break my bike the week before the 200. But I guess if it breaks, I'd rather it break on a little ride by myself than in Capel. Oh yeah, gotcha. That's one thing definitely, is like this group of people, they ride this track, like some of them ride it once a week, so that's definitely a solid point. And like the guy that was running it, he knew the bush in and out. So like he would let the faster guys go in front of him, and then he would like divert off the track and end up in front of the faster guys, and then lead the pack again. So like people that were really fast, they could have a run, and then like he knows the bush like the back of his hand. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna end the stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the off-topic topics. I was thinking yesterday, I really wish that my channel wasn't called Rumble's Fish Room. I wish it was called like Rumble's Blog, because things like doing the not jacaranda, the bonsai trees, and like the silly little cooking shows, and like talking about motorbikes, I enjoy doing that on the channel as well. And I know some of you guys don't like it, so I'm sorry if you don't like it. But maybe one day I'll do like a personal like channel. Can you change the name of your channel? I didn't know that. Maybe that'll be a consideration. I don't know. I'll have a think about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. Fix the capping in the shed. Yeah, I've got to do that. I really, really have to do that. Alright guys. Peace out.